Hey guys, J-Man here for another episode of the Weekly Women of World Wrestling. Is that what it is? I don't even know the titles anymore. A whole bunch of W's. That's what it is. So again, we're going to be talking about a boot. Raw. No, we're not going. Oh, sorry. Next NXT's first, then SmackDown, then Raw. That'll be the order that we do it in. There's not a lot. There's not a heck of a lot of updates. I didn't schedule too many streams out because there's a lot of crap going on. We're just trying to kind of figure out where we're at. The next one's going to be on March 10th. So that's going to be this Friday. And that's going to be Sean and I doing the Days of High Adventure. And we're going to do the Transformers, the movie, the 80s one, the cartoon. So we're going to talk about that. And yeah, it might not exactly fit, but it fits. It fits the theme. If I say it fits the theme, that's as simple as it gets. If I say it fits, then it fits. So, all right. That's it. Oh, I forgot to play my ding dong hello. Let's play that. There you go. I know you guys missed that. And we haven't played this for a while.
Hey, J-Man.
Oh, I hate that they cut it off like that. I have to re-edit that. All right, let's bring in my co-host. Howdy ho.
I actually think Transformers the movie is a movie of high adventure, so I think it fits perfectly.
Yeah, no, well, it is, and it's like I want it to be more like fantasy. Like, so we did the Phantom, we did, which is, I mean, look. There's really only like a couple of genres in my mind. Like fantasy is anything that's not realistic right now.
Yeah.
So, like the Terrifier is a fantasy movie. The
Yep.
way I think of it, which sounds ridiculous because obviously it's a horror movie, but a horror movie that is a more realistic movie would not be a fantasy. Like if we said Silence of the Lambs, I would like that's a realistic movie. I would call that a drama. Like to me, there's comedy, drama, fantasy. That's it. Science fiction, if it's plausible in our time right now, then it's a drama.
Yeah.
Right. And if it's not, if it's like Star Trek, then that's fantasy, at least for right now. That's sort of how it is in my mind. So I like fantasy. Usually, even in horror movies, I like fantasy horror movies, which is to say that I like Silence of the Lambs, I like Red Dragon or whatever, we're using those names, and Hannibal. I like those a lot. But I'm gonna go to Hellraiser, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street. These kind of more fantasy. Like I would call Michael Myers a fantasy character. Nobody can teleport and get shot and walk it off.
Right.
So to me, that's a fantasy. And then obviously Star Wars is fantasy, and then there's traditional fantasy like Tolkien fantasy, what people would say. So like to me anything like that, is like in that realm. I know Days of High Adventure is from Conan, which is my favorite movie. So you think more like barbarian fantasy or Tolkien fantasy. But we did Return to Oz, which I think is it. Well, that's definitely fantasy. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you.
But I also think it fits the adventure genre, right? You have a specific artifact you need to find, and it's an epic quest. That's what you think of when you think of fantasy. You think of obstacles that the hero has to overcome, and the way that Transformers did it was so good was it destroyed your expectations right at the bat. The guys you paid money to go see die in the first half hour. And then you're stuck on this journey with this character you barely know, Hot Rod.
Right.
And he's got to go and, he gets the Matrix and all that. And he's got to overcome Galvatron. And it's to me, it's an adventure. Like
for sure.
Classic adventure movies like Indiana Jones or Alan Quatermain or any of that stuff, it fits that mold. So
we're gonna do the Alan Quatermains. You just reminded me. I gotta do those. Although the right there, so I should be reminded every day. You should see what I do. When I do Teams meetings for my work.
Yeah.
If I because I'm at working from home. If I turn the camera on, this is what they see. They're like, "What's going on at Jay's place, man? This is awesome."
They're like, where the hell do you live?
Where's the? I'm like, guys. So I'm just in the office today. It's like, wait, is that your office? It's like, oh yeah, that's my office. Like, dude, you should see my house. Um, but yeah, no. So that'll be this Friday. Tomorrow night we're both
Yeah.
we're both going to be on the Action Elite talking about The Last Dragon, which is a great movie. Um, so catch us tomorrow on the Action Elite. That'll be on the YouTube channel at 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's tomorrow. And you'll get to see
Oh
Vanity.
man.
I've been on a Vanity kick. I love Vanity. She only has
God,
2
see it
albums. If you
again,
don't
man.
count Vanity 6, I mean,
Yeah.
I guess Vanity 6 counts. So that's 3 albums. And I have most of her movies. She hasn't done that many,
No.
but there's like I think like 5 or 6 or whatever. I've got those, and like she's awesome. But the whole thing with her and Prince is just a disaster, and he's kind of like weird. And then she passed away, and she renounced her career.
Yeah, and then
So
Nikki Six and all, and then she passed.
yeah, Nikki Six, and then she
Yeah.
So that's
failure
crazy.
from the cocaine.
Yeah, but the song in Beverly Hills Cop when they're in the strip club, the Nasty Girl song, that's Vanity Six. I always loved that song, and it's like I always felt weird listening to that song because I'm like, well, that was the strip club part in kind of weird. But that was before. Now I'm like, F it, I don't care. I'll just blast the crap out of it. So that'll be good. Joe, what's going on, Vanny? Oh, she may have been. Yes, I think she was one. Yes, yep. So we're going to talk about. We're not going to talk about. Well, we are going to talk about Vanity tomorrow, but we're going to talk about The Last Dragon tomorrow on Action Elite and on their channel. By the way, like I've got the 30th anniversary whatever Blu-ray of that movie, and like there's some great features on there, and in one of the features, one of the guys who's the writer. Check this out, Steve. You're gonna be you actually will be stunned. Maybe I should reveal this tomorrow. I'll tell you now, and then I'll say it tomorrow again. The writer of that movie was like, he's like, at that time, there wasn't many black kung fu or any. He goes, I don't think there's any black kung fu heroes around. So I decided to write one.
Gee.
You decided to create something?
Remember when they did that?
Remember when that was a thing?
Yeah, remember when
someone looked around and said, there's no black kung fu movie heroes. I'll write one. Ta-da! He didn't say, wait a minute, I'm going to take a Shaw Brothers movie and remake it, or I'm going to take a Jackie Chan film and I'm going to recast it as a black guy, then that'll be that. He didn't do that. He's like, I'm going to write my own. And not only did he write his own, he wrote a damn awesome movie that I loved as a kid and I still love today. Not a lot of some of my childhood favorites didn't survive too well into my adulthood where I was like, this isn't that great. But Last Dragon, hell yeah. That movie survived from my earliest memories to today. It's still awesome. I loved it. We're going to talk about how awesome it is. Oh, Nasty Girl is awesome. Vanity is Vanity's probably one of the most attractive, beautiful women that there ever was, like ever.
Oh yeah.
Prince found her, and then he's like, "Nah, she's mine." No.
That literally what he did.
I think he did do that. I was watching some old Arsenio Hall. I was watching some old Arsenio Hall. No, I'm not gonna talk about that one. But I was watching some old Arsenio Hall like playlists. And the Vanity one came up, and like Arsenio's like holding her hand the entire interview. I'm like, let it go.
No,
but she's so flawless in just the way she would like act too. It's just like she's having fun, and people are being. And so I saw a few other. So that got me on. Oh, let me watch some of her other interviews. And some people were really dicks in the interviews too, and she was like pretty relaxed. Now she may have been high during all these interviews, but still. She handled herself pretty good. Like this one guy was like, I'd slap this guy. Like, what's his problem? And she was like, oh, I'm being all cute. I'm like, okay.
Maybe it's just a Canadian in her. I don't know.
Yep, she is Canadian. Woohoo! Good day, eh? Oh,
Yeah.
I got my Canadian thing here. Where's my Canadian one that I play? Let's play it right now. What? Where is it? I know I have it. There we go.
It's in the Canadian Criminal Code, eh? Yeah. Like there's legal precedent setting cases in law.
If you watch Rick Moranis, he's kind of like, phew, I said the whole thing. Vanity Six First Crush. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I never listened to Prince, though.
No.
I don't know. I couldn't get into Prince. I like Nasty Girl because it was the song in Beverly Hills Cop. Yeah. I'm not pretending I knew Vanity Six or whatever. Like, no. To me, it was like Nasty Girl, that song. That's it.
Yeah.
Then when she went off, I saw Last Dragon and I was gonna say Last Action Hero. Let's go Action Jackson.
Saw that too.
Yeah. So I liked her from those movies. I basically saw Action Jackson more for Vanity than I did. I was like, oh, she's in this. I gotta watch this movie. It's like, oh yeah, that guy's in it too. He's pretty cool, I guess.
Carl Weathers, man.
Yeah, Carl Weathers is the greatest human being of all time. So like, we're never saying anything bad about him.
No.
All right, let's get on to it here. We've chit chatted enough. All right, so NXT. Let's start with NXT. Wendy Chu was attacked. You're like, okay,
by the same person who injured Nikita Lyons. Dum. So I guess we can get rid of Wendy Chu as a suspect.
Yeah, this is like Clue. You've got that piece of paper where you've got like when you get a piece of information, you put a little X or whatever. Yeah. So it's like, okay, yeah, X. Okay, she's X. Not her. Now, is that when Tiffany was talking about just to go to
yeah,
Tiffany Stratton is the best. She's like, who gives a shit about Wendy? She's like, nobody cares. And she was like, okay, newsflash, the most dangerous place in the world
is the parking lot.
It's the NXT parking lot.
Don't go there. Epiphany.
Tiffany Epiphany is the damn, she's awesome. She is so, I can't take it. She's like, why are we talking about this? No one cares about Wendy Chu. Newsflash, NXT's parking lot is the most dangerous place. Don't go there. Oh, Christ. That was the best, man. All right. Anyways, okay. So whatever. Gigi Dolan, we got to see her. So there's going to be a match tonight.
Yeah.
So I mean that's fine. We know that. Like, should they have saved that maybe for something or?
Well, the problem is that they don't have pay-per-views every month like WWE. I think they have every other month. So. Like I think they're calling it Roadblock, but Roadblock is just what they're calling the show. So it's almost like pay-per-view quality matches on the show.
Yeah, that was confusing to me too because it's like Roadblock. I'm like, what the hell is that? And then it's like, oh, next, it's like tonight. I'm like, well, that's what? It's like, is it a pay-per-view tonight? That's weird. But
no, it's just it's a special show. I guess it works that way because, let's be honest, the Full Sail University is not like a regular arena. It's just basically a university gymnasium that I guess they own or something, or they lease or
I have no idea.
But yeah, I mean, sure. I mean, you're probably not going to have people pay for NXT pay-per-views every month. So you might as well just do a pay-per-view thing. Plus, the thing is about NXT, though, I think I'm losing this perspective a lot, is these are supposed to be guys who are getting prepped for the main roster, in theory, right? So they got to get them through what a pay-per-view feels like.
Right.
Right. So I think that was the thought process. But now you got like 30-year-olds there. So it's not like you're dealing with people who are just in the bit, it's, you got Decora Jades and the Roxanne Perez's who are quite young, but, Zoe Stark is, I think, 29 and she's been around.
So time to move her up.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a few people who I'm surprised haven't been moved up yet. because I don't.
Yeah,
see
and they're pretty good. There's actually a lot of good. Like NXT is pretty damn good, actually.
Yeah.
Like it feels like there's like more going on for some
Yeah.
reason. I don't know why. Maybe Shawn Michaels, I don't know, is like good at doing his job, but yeah. So that'll be tonight. I'm looking forward to that. I like Gigi. I like JC and Gigi. I like both of them. So
yeah, I thought they were a great tag team, and I think they'll be good rivals.
I think they'll be good on their own.
Yeah.
Like JC Jane has like that kind of personality, and she's fun. And Gigi she just looks cool. She looks like a Funko Pop or something.
I know exactly.
I think she'd be a good figure or whatever a toy. Oh, I saw at Walmart. I saw a Bianca versus Becky 2-pack figure that I didn't have, so I might grab that tomorrow. But I'm trying to save money. I bought a Michelangelo toy that I had as a little kid, and then I just rebought it because it's like they're bringing those retro ones back. By the way, that new Ninja Turtles movie looks like garbage.
I have not seen the trailer yet.
Well, you can just skip it. Okay. The Turtles keep looking worse and worse as that 2007 animated movie was awesome. Just make them look like that. Like anyway,
they don't.
Oh, Chase U is the best. I would completely lose it if Thea Hale from Chase U.
Oh my god!
Yes, that would be fun.
I would die. Like Chase, I love Chase U.
I know what it is.
Okay.
I had a Tiffany epiphany. I have to clip that. Schism is doing Manchurian Candidate. They hypnotize Thea to attack the people so she doesn't know.
Oh wow.
Right? Because they kidnapped her, and then she was all weird or something, and then the attack happened the week after or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Was that
around there, yeah.
What if that's it? They're like they're brainwashing them. It's like she's like a sleeper agent, like Winter Soldier.
Awesome.
Thea Hale's the Winter Soldier.
I think you're right. I think she may be it. I'm being serious. Like I think I think you're onto something.
Oh my God, guys! Joe, who's here? We got Double C Joe. Remember, so Joe, you got me onto the thinking. You assist me there with the thinking process. But I think that could be it. So Thea again. So we're on that part now. So Schism was there making fun of Chase U and all that, which is bullshit because Chase U is awesome.
Chase U is the greatest thing. Like I cannot stop laughing whenever I see them. I just literally cannot stop laughing. Like I want Thea Hale back to enthusiastic Thea Hale because I love enthusiastic Thea Hale.
Yeah,
she's hyper about everything. It's hilarious.
Yeah, she's awesome. Then we had Zoe versus Mako. Better get Mako. I did not. Remember that? Do you remember that commercial?
Yeah.
That might be a Canadian thing. But it was like, I think it was for car repair, right?
It was car repair.
And people would be like, oh no, it's like my car's destroyed. They'd be like, oh no, better get Mako.
That must have been a Canadian thing.
Oh dear. That is that. Hey Arkham, how's it going? Oh, did you just tweet me, Arkham? I saw a tweet. Oh, you got the Grant Morrison Batman. Nice, buddy. That's great. I just saw your tweet. Grant Morrison. Pretty. I think it's they for Grant Morrison. Are pretty good. All right. So yeah, we had Roxanne Perez on commentating. Obviously, Maiko.
Well, she was there. I didn't hear her speak a lot.
Right.
She barely spoke, and I just saw Maiko. She didn't destroy Zoe. It was actually a pretty good match, but like she beat her clean.
Yeah, she beat her.
That was something. Like, I'll be honest with you. I'm not quite sure how this is going to go, but in all honesty, Mako Satomura should go over on Roxanne Perez.
Yeah, big time. Because if she's killing, so she beat Zoe, no prob. It's like, and I would say Zoe could beat Roxanne Perez.
She pinned her. Roxanne got pinned twice in that 5-way Iron
Right,
People
woman.
match.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
like Mako Santamura she's a legend. She should beat the crap out of Roxanne Perez. I can't. If Roxanne Perez does pop rocks on her and beats her, I will be like, what?
that would just be too weird.
That would be weird to me. Like,
Yeah, I don't know. So she the champ? Going to be the champ now? Like, is that tonight?
yeah, I don't know. Like, is she here now? Like, is she just like because she came? I thought she came back for one match, and then she said, "Oh, you owe me a match." I'm like,
Yeah.
are you now
Are you
like
back?
Yeah.
How much thinking is in? Wrong one. I have too many Bailey clips. I was gonna say because you said how much thinking is involved.
I wish Bailey would go back to that look. I love that look on Bailey.
with the one ponytail.
Yeah.
I like her hair sometimes. In these, she's super funny. Her sunglasses were awesome this week.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it when we get to. And Trish and Lita. So I've Trish and Lita are coming to Niagara Falls. So, Steve, I know are you getting a picture with both or just one, or are you going to see what it's like?
I'm getting one with Trish for sure. She's my number. I would like to get Trish and Lita.
I think that I've seen a few conventions where they're both in the same picture, which would just be perfect because then you're just paying one time and you get both, and then that's it.
That would be preferable.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's tonight, man. Like, dude, that's starting now.
Yeah. Like, I just like the win by her over Zoe Stark, who I consider probably top 3, top 5, whatever you want to say, was pretty convincing. It wasn't dodgy. Like, Mega looked awesome. And she beat Zoe. She came up behind her and kicked her in the back of her head. And I'm like,
that scorpion kick thing or whatever.
Yeah, like that kick.
What was that called? Or no. Yeah, was that what was that called?
No, it wasn't Scorpio. It was Scorpio Rising or something.
Scorpio Rising. That's it. Yeah. Scorpion kicks that thing that what's her face does, Dakota, where she goes like.
Yeah, where she flips over on there.
It looks cool, but if it misses, it looks bad.
Which it does half the time.
Which is like a coin toss. Yeah, it's like a 40% chance miss or something. But I don't know. Like that means she wins tonight. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, I don't. This was a very weird pairing because I'm like. So the problem is that the setup is too weird. I don't like. All due respect to Booker T, I never liked the axe kick. Not because I didn't like the axe kick itself. I hated the setup. I hated the guy had to be bent over, just hanging there in place for 3 seconds. It just didn't look natural. And I don't like pop rocks either because you can literally see the person bend over and put their hands on the ground. Think of a fight that you're trying to make realistic. When is a person in that posture that you can do pop rocks on them?
It's too weird.
It's too weird. It's like I prefer. The setup is too long. That person has to be bent over at the waist too long. If they did it, I think Zelina does it a bit quicker with Code Red. I think, or she does something different with Code Red where it's not, the setup isn't as long and it's a little bit better. I don't like pop rocks. I don't like pop rocks. To me, it's just a sunset flip.
Right.
Sunset flip's never been a finisher.
Yeah, because like, how do you got to do that? You got to it's like she spins. Yeah, like that is what it is pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. And then you can't, if the person's too tall, and Roxanne Perez is short. Any like what Joe's saying, if they're just too tall, it's like a disaster.
Well, or they're bulkier. Like Gigi Dolan's a little bit thicker.
Right.
And when she took Pop, I think she's the one who took Pop Rocks in the 3-way.
Yeah.
It just doesn't look realistic. It doesn't look like Roxanne Perez has the momentum in her frame to flip someone the size of a Gigi Dolan.
Yeah.
She did. I don't like. For the record, I do not like Pop Rocks.
Yeah, she needs to do something different. I don't like and it's not something that you can just get into. Like even the pedigree would be sometimes weird, but like DDT was just like the best because it could just pull it out. You're like, shit, what the shit? It's oh my god, like or even like
RKO.
if you RKO is good. Any of these kind of ones you can do that are okay, like or something off the top rope where the guy's dead and then you do some move or something.
Yeah, I mean that's been done to death, like the sunset flip. Like I also don't like, people seem to like the coup de grace, which is
I do like that just because it looks nasty.
I'm weirded out by stomach things, because to me, to knock you out, you need a blow to the head, right? Like even the spear is fine because you're driving the opponent into the mat,
right?
But like when you're just attacking a stomach thing or and it's not a submission move, then it just looks to me like, okay, these guys all are supposed to have six packs. Why is that kick? Like, why is that hurting?
It just looks cool.
I mean, it's got a cool name in that, and Finn Balor's an excellent ring performer. So
yeah,
I'm not going to say, but I just. You're just jumping on a guy's stomach. I'm kind of like, and half the time you can see he jumps and gets off, right? Like he doesn't ever put his full weight into it. He sort of is very white and he sort of goes off to the side, or he basically crumbles when he hits.
Right.
So he doesn't put his full weight on the person.
Oh yeah, he has it. That would kill. Like
that would kill.
Yeah.
But as a finisher, as a kayfabe finisher, I'm just weirded out by it. I'm like, finish.
Yeah, I just for me it looks cool. Like it's one of those ones, if it looks cool, then you kind of get a pass.
Yeah.
I mean, the days of just like Jimmy Snuka just jumping off the top rope, it's like that's over.
You're not going to get like that's just a body press. It's
just like, so it's like all those, but DDT was still one of the ones that holds up pretty good.
Yep.
I saw a video of somebody giving somebody a pile driver off the top rope. It's like, Jesus Christ, that's the most dangerous thing of all time.
Brainbusters. They literally gave a spike pile driver as their finisher, and I'm like,
yeah.
But it was Tully Blanchard and Arn Anderson. That's the answer.
Right.
That is the answer. That's it.
Those guys were awesome. All right, so then we had then it was the Tiffany spot saying who cares, and like what Katana, and they're gonna be like detectives and try to figure this out. I got to get Tiffany Epiphany clipped because that is super funny. Then we had Sol Ruca versus Elektra Lopez with Feroz in the like on the side there, and there was a Soul Smasher, and she hit for whatever her name is, Feroz, which is the weirdest name, hits Lopez with the brass knuckles.
So Elektra Lopez may possibly be one of the best built women I've ever laid eyes on.
Yeah, you like her.
Is amazing. She's got, as I said, she's got curves in all the right places.
Yeah.
I think she's pretty good. The brass knuckles thing, I love bringing the brass knuckles back. Sol Ruca is obviously the most athletic person possibly ever.
Like she's crazy. I've watched all of her Instagram videos, and she just does random. Like I get tired. I'm like, man, I'm so tired. Like, why are you moving around so much?
Yeah, like that. Even her Soul Smasher, it's like a flip, like diamond cutter or something. I'm like it's just weird. Valentina Feroz turning on her. I'm glad they actually did that. Not because I particularly like Valentina Feroz, but they were obviously going down the road of, she would start cheating and she'd see that Elektra was right, and she joined up with her.
Right.
And I'm kind of glad they decided not to do that because, as we have seen with stuff like that, and I won't mention names, Alba Fire, they lose their character when they get involved in that. Like Alba Fire has no character anymore.
Right. She's now just Isla Dawn's pet.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I agree with you on that. Just kill that.
Yep.
For Royce, I don't know her well enough. So we'll have to see where it goes. I do like Elektra Lopez though. So Sol Ruka won that one. Then we had Tiffany versus Katana Chance. I like Katana Chance.
She is
a lot. What the hell happened?
Super athletic. They were doing like the two of them together are just flipping all over the place. If you put Sol Ruka in there, you literally would not be able
if
to.
If you had Sol Ruka versus Katana Chance, it would just be like a circus performance. Sol Ruka cannot be flipped in normal ways. Like anytime anyone does anything, she's like, it's like she's like a video game character. I'm like, it's like what? Like because I play Street Fighter all the time. I haven't played. I've seen this trailer. Street Fighter 6 looks crazy, but I only play Street Fighter 4 because I only have Xbox something. I don't know which Xbox I have. 360 is that something? Not the newest Xbox, but the one before that one. So so Ultra Street Fighter 4 I think is the best version I have. And there's a character called Jury who Zelina Vega dressed up as or cosplayed as. Jury like flips. It's literally Sol Ruka in the video game. I'm like, every time you do anything, she like moves or flips around. You're like, she can't do anything normal, right?
No.
Like, so and then this Katana Chance is insane too. If they ever had a match together, I would buy a DVD of that. Is that 2 Xboxes back?
Yeah,
you're 2 back, Brian. That can't be.
Yeah, you're 2 now.
I'm 2 away. She's like she's like Cammy. But I Jury, it's more like Jury with her like flipping with her legs and stuff. How could I be 2 Xboxes away?
Yeah.
What's the newest Xbox called?
Oh shit, I have no idea.
No, there isn't one. There's Xbox.
I'm gonna look now just to settle this.
I can't believe it. I'm putting in the Thriller. I'm giving you Christina Lundberg or whatever. What the hell was that?
All right. So second generation was 360. So it was Xbox 360, Xbox One, then Xbox X and Series S. So you have generation 2 and they are on generation 4.
No.
And those 2 includes the Xbox Series X and S launched 3 years ago.
Well, you know what? I played this by accident last time. I'm just gonna play it now, just cause.
Screw all of you.
I'm keeping my Xbox. I can't believe it. That's crazy. But you know what I play on Xbox 360, which I've streamed, is I play Joust.
You play Joust all the time. Because it's never stopped being 1985.
It's like I got Xbox 360 and I played Joust.
Which had 64 pixels in the entire thing.
It's like one screen. The platforms do disappear though. I got a lot of views on my Joust video because I don't think if you look up Joust, there's only 2 people on planet Earth playing it. Me and the guy who's got the highest score or whatever in there. His name is Lonnie. And that guy plays for 6 hours straight and doesn't die. I'm like, I can't play for 6 minutes without dying. Oh Christ. Yeah, okay. Well, thank you, Brian. Yeah, so I know I'm 2 behind. Thank you.
He wants to remind you how behind the times you are.
How my God, that just got away from me. Tiffany Stratton versus Katana Chance was better than I thought. Yeah, Chance is terrific. Yes, too bad she's little. She is small, but she's
Stratton's
cute.
double jump moonsault is a legit finisher. Like
He's
that
awesome.
thing is absolutely insane.
Yeah. Alba and Isla Dawn came out. Blah blah blah. But yeah, no. Tiffany Stratton is like one of the most total package people ever.
There was a mistake though in this match.
Yep.
The moonsault, I think it
I
literally
know.
hit her ankles.
And, yeah, I know. It hit her. It hit from her knees down. From the knees down, Katana Chance is destroyed. Yeah, I caught that. You know, listen, because she does everything so fast and immediately jumps and does it that she doesn't. It's hard to see.
Well, I think it's all about positioning, and if she
Yeah.
doesn't position the opponent well, it's just you're
Yeah,
going to
she-
get her destroying the person's ankles, which is what happened. And they're like, she didn't get all of it, but did she? I'm like, well, technically, she did get all of it. She just hit the wrong body part.
Right, yeah.
It's like those fighting games when the one opponent hits the other person's foot and the person dies, and you're like,
Yes.
how the hell did that happen?
Yeah, it's like a short, and it's like a short, and you hit the
Yeah.
guy's toe. You're like, what? Really? It's like that toe is like that was the last. Last point of health.
This was Blanca's toe.
Yeah, Blanca's toe. It's like boom. Ah. Oh my god. All right. Well, that was it for NXT. I mean, SmackDown. Nothing happened. We could talk about that, but like, so that was NXT. Tonight we'll see what happens. I'll watch that all tomorrow. I like NXT. I look forward to watching now.
I do too.
The only problem is that unless it's Chase U, I pretty much fast forward all of the male. So I can't even talk about any of the male stuff going on.
I don't care about a lot of the male things at all. Like I don't watch any of it unless I see a female. Like I've been forced to watch. Yeah, but
Yeah.
he's facing forward, right? That's the thing.
Right.
He was crazy athletic and he could see his opponent. So he could say, oh crap. But Tiffany's back is to the opponent. So pretty much. And then when she's in the air, it's impossible to, like because she's upside down.
I like to see Tiffany Stratton on one of I can't remember his last name, Ariel, the interviewer guy. He's great.
Yeah.
I like to see her on one of his because I want to hear her talk normal.
Yeah.
Bailey had a great interview with them not too long ago.
I still have to watch that.
Yeah, it was pretty good. And I'd like to have her on that to hear her talk normal because I want to see how much of the character she's putting on because if she's putting on or if that's a little bit of her kind of personality anyways, but if she's putting on the character and like, really laying it on thick or whatever, that she's genius. Because she looks incredible. She has pretty good skills and like she's really funny. So I don't know, man. It's crazy. I don't get the lumberjack truck driver guy.
Yeah. I and the problem is I have to watch them because it's Fallon and Kiana James.
Yeah.
I really don't want to watch them. I don't give a crap at all about this whole he's trying to date Kiana James. I do not literally care. So it's really hard for me to watch that. It's same as the Creed brothers when they have Ivy Nowell there and Tatum Paxley. I feel obligated to watch that, but I'm asleep within 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes. I'm asleep within 1 minute.
I thought those guys were the same. Like they're talking to that Paxley and thing. I was like, aren't they? It's like, wait a minute, isn't that guy? Aren't those guys? And I was like, oh my god, wait, they're different people. It was only when he started dating Kiana James, like, oh my god, those aren't the guys that are with them. I'm like, oh my god, okay. That's brutal.
Yeah.
I was like, really? Like I was like, oh my god.
But like when Chase U is on, I watch the entire thing. And sometimes I'll rewind it and watch it again. If I'm too busy laughing through it the first time, I have to watch it. So
right.
It's hard for me to say.
So we had SmackDown. We had Rhea Ripley versus Liv. We knew Rhea was going to win that.
Man,
that was like Rhea Ripley. Like, yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
First of all, I know they had to do a comeback thing to Rhea's comeback to Charlotte. I don't know why I had to feed her Liv to do it.
Yeah.
Liv's belt, not her belt, her boot became unbuckled during the thing, and I became very like distracted by watching her boot because I just saw buckle everywhere for waving around. I'm like, what the hell?
That thing has come undone a few times, and I'm literally sitting there, and my wife sits next to me and reads her manga while I'm watching wrestling, and I'm like, oh, it's like, and she's like, what happened? Like something fell off. I'm like, no, well, almost. I'm like, I hate when shit falls off wrestlers, then it's in the ring. And I hate when like that strap came off. Like there's two straps dangling. I'm like, really? Like you can't tape that up or something. And I'm like, does this strap matter that much? Like, can't you just get normal boots or whatever? Like, and it just bugged me the whole time because I'm like, that's gonna get caught and she's gonna smash her face or something. I don't know why they get all these weird, like even Rhea Ripley, she has all the little dangly things around her neck. Like it's like that's just gonna get caught on some. I once caught, so I've got two earrings on this side, and I when I first got my earring, it was a long time ago, and I was taking off my shirt and it ripped it out. It was pretty, yeah, that was like not good. I was like, what a dumbass I am. And then I have to be super careful. Now, I mean, obviously it's nothing because
it's second nature now.
It's like, yeah, I had a couple of earrings too. So, let me just, sorry. Yeah. So, that was Clobby. He was texting me, messaging me about our stream on Monday. So, yeah, no, I know.
I'm not a fan.
I hate when shit falls off.
No, you know what? I'm going to say it here. I really don't like Schism. I don't.
Me neither.
I find them like very boring, and I'm going to say it. I'm sorry, guys. I can't stand the Rock's daughter. I can't stand looking at her. All I see is Dwayne Johnson, and it drives me nuts. I'm just being honest, man. I see The Rock standing there with Schism, and I'm like, what is going on? And why?
Message!
And why is The Rock wearing lipstick? And, red, just terrible.
Make it better. Turn up the good. Turn down the suck. Turn down the suck knob.
I tell you, man. And those two British guys, I can't stand them either. I can't stand any of them. It's just so bad. I can't stand it.
Yeah, turn down the suck knob, man.
Turn down the suck, please, God. I do not like Schism. Sorry.
No, I don't like them either. They've got like these happy faces. Like I don't get it.
I don't get it. I don't like. They keep talking about trees. Right. Like this is going to sound weird, but when we were at Sean's wedding, we talked about bread a lot, and I was like, why does she keep mentioning bread? Because she's like, and I started to get hungry because she kept talking about bread. I'm like, just can you stop? And these guys. Tree. They're always like roots and trees, and well, someone just cut the tree down. Like, just shut these guys up. Like, God, they're so awful. Anyhow,
I'll give an earthquake.
If Earthquake could do that to Joe Gacy, I'd be very happy. Zany Haney.
Yeah, no, that's for Clobby. Yeah, Brian. It'll be Zany Haney. That's this Monday on Clobby's channel. We're just discussing which issues we're going to talk about. So, I will be on Earth B this Monday. So that'll be a lot of fun. That's our monthly Earth B talk on Clobby's channel. Okay, let's address Joe here was saying. I know she's not the hardcore person.
No, I don't have a problem with that either, but I agree. What happened to the
I mean, I was gonna say
I'm going to do extreme things with Morgan. Yeah. Like now she just comes in. And you're right. She shakes her ass. She flirts with the crowd. I also don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, I was like, what are you guys talking about? That's the best ring entrance.
But-
I was like, this is arguably the best ring entrance of anybody. And it's like, well, what about those guys? Like, what about that guy with the explosions? Huh? No. What about Triple H where he had like an army of people? It's like
during the match.
No.
During the match, I miss the old Liv who would laugh at pain and be crazy. I miss that.
Right.
That person. Did you see the little girl sobbing hysterically when she lost at the end?
Yeah, and then she met her backstage.
Met her backstage, and
yeah. So what was all that about?
So the girl's birthday was that day, and I think she was turning 10. And I guess Liv was her favorite wrestler, and she just watched
her get
Rhea Ripley basically destroy her. And I guess it upset her, and she started crying. So I guess the cameraman caught her. I guess someone, and they noticed, and they let her go backstage and to see that Liv was fine, because the WWE, because it's still I think the PG era. I'm guessing,
right?
You don't really want to show like children weeping in stands.
This kid's like weeping and
You're buy a doll.
They should have Rhea Ripley come up there and be like, "I killed Liv Morgan." Oh, great.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Well, I agree. You know what? I think that's actually really, knowing that that's what it was, it makes it a lot nicer. I saw it on Instagram and stuff where they posted, Liv posted it saying, "Oh, I met a fan backstage" or something. So I think that's really nice.
Yeah.
If someone's legitimately upset, like, why not? Like, and this isn't a girl. This kid wasn't acting to try to get Liv Morgan's autograph or something weird.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't supposed to be like, she was legitimately upset. Oh, it's so funny. Miz girl, every chance they get, they'll show the evil Miz girl. Yeah. Oh,
yeah, that's true.
Oh, that was good. It's like this like song. And they're like doing DX.
Yeah, she did suck it before she came off the rope.
And we had Ronda. Is Ronda really injured, or is that fake?
Something tells me she probably hurt herself, maybe tweaked something while training. And they put it in.
And we had Shayna versus Tegan, and Natalya was as well. Natalya was as useful as Tegan was last time.
Yeah, like I don't. Someone needs to explain to me the whole thing with Shayna Baszler taking her hair out of the ponytail, because she doesn't have long hair to begin with. So I'm kind of not sure why she even has a ponytail. Does this power her up? Like, does this mean she's going to get serious? Like, I don't understand.
The power of the ponytail.
Like, I continue to be baffled. I really want to like Shayna Baszler, but I continue to be baffled by and Tegan Nox. I'm sorry. Like, I like Tegan Nox, but Shayna Baszler might as well have been wrestling a wet shirt. Tegan Nox provided nothing to this match. Absolutely.
Could have wrestled Ronda's wet shirt.
Yeah. Well, that'd be good.
That would have been more interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm not feeling this. I think we're wasting our time here. I think we're wasting everyone's time here. Move on with this thing. Like, give Ronda and Shayna something.
I noticed that too.
Yeah, so they're not
real wrestlers.
They're not real wrestlers. Like, it's a local talent sort of thing. Like,
yeah,
I just, it's.
Ronda, that was her music in UFC and stuff too.
Yeah,
so she just continued using it. And Shayna and Natalya used to be the two queens. So it's like really Natalya has the music, and it's like Tegan Nox. Like, what does she have? I have nothing against Tegan Knox. Like she's fine, but like this is like this Ronda and Shayna thing is going nowhere now. It's all on like Lita and Becky, which we'll talk about, are the tag champs, and the WrestleMania match is going to be a 3-way match.
Yeah,
So it's
a
like
6-woman tag
or 6-woman tag, and it's like, and what is the ramifications of that match? Like if Damage Control wins, do 2 belts go to 3 women?
There is literally no chance that Damage Control wins that. There is a better chance of, you know, what's more impossible than that? Like, I can't even think of anything. They're like they don't even have to show up. If they don't have that match and then they just announced that Trish and Lita and Becky won, no one will notice. No one will notice. This is literally you got 2 women who have not who don't wrestle anymore, and Becky Lynch versus 2 women who have failed to impress over the course of 7 months, and Bayley, who is not the same she was when before she got injured. So the best thing they can hope is have this to be a 5-minute match, have the faces go over, have everyone cheer, and let's just get this out of our mind, because this is not going to be good at all.
They should literally have they should have Damage Control win.
Yeah.
That's what should happen. Because if Trish and Lita won, it's like anytime they do these matches where it's a retired person or whatever, you know. Well, I guess we'll talk about it when we get to it. We can talk about it now and then we'll go backwards. Maybe we'll do Raw backwards. So Becky and Lita were coming out and they're talking, and then Trish came out. Yeah, everyone's talking, and then Damage Control came out. And Trish was like, I can go out of retirement, you know, blah, blah, blah. So they're setting all this up. I do like Bayley and Becky are good talkers, the 2 of them together. Yeah. Both of them are really good. They're my 2 favorites. They still are, like, soon as like they still are, like, as I'm watching, I'm always like, okay, is something, you know, like, let's see what happens. Becky's never going to leave the top spot for me. I liked her even before I really saw the women's division as a thing, because when I was watching all the WrestleManias, I just like Becky Lynch anyways. So she's always my favorite, but Bayley's awesome, and Bayley is good on the mic, and she is funny. Like, she comes, she's like, oh, you guys, you know, you're stealing spotlights and all this crap, and that was kind of fun. So they're setting all this up, and it's like, oh, it's going to be a 6-woman tag match. It's like, oh, okay. I'm just like, why? Because you're just going to lose it. Hey, Masters, extra wrestling figures, women included. Yes, bootlegs included. Yes, send me some. So you okay? I just have to send you some Mexican wrestling figures, women included, bootlegs included. Yeah. What can I do you a favor? Which send me. I've got a. I don't know if you can see it if I move my camera up. There, you see my blue demon mask?
Yep.
Right next to the Becky.
This sign.
That's the plaque. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a blue demon luchador mask. I love Santos, obviously.
Yeah.
I know you're a toy maker. Your toys are awesome. I like Blue Demon and Santo, El Santo. To me, most of our segments in the second and third hour seem short because the
someone needs to give Seth Rollins a new theme song, please. Just please. I'm tired of hearing it. I hear it all through. As soon as Seth Rollins comes out, there's no segments with Seth Rollins anymore. There's no segments.
I know he just comes out there. Oh,
yeah. It's literally like watching a soccer match. Where they go, hey, like it's literally that through the entire segment. And I know Seth Rollins is like, you know, because he's trying to like egg them on. But enough. I didn't think the song was that great. It's okay, but I hear it all freaking segment. I'm tired. I'm tired of it.
I don't like it.
Give him a new theme song. That's it.
I can't stand it, and I like Seth Rollins.
I
but
do
it's
too.
just
Yes,
yeah.
that is 100% accurate, Brian.
That is correct.
100% accurate. If you gave that theme song to someone else, they would be humming it through that person's thing. Give it to frigging Chad Gable.
Yeah.
They would be doing it.
Yeah. I like shoosh.
I actually think what they're doing with the Maximum Male models and
It's
Otis
so, oh my God, it's
genius.
so funny. It's so funny.
It's genius.
Yeah.
I am so glad they're doing this. This whoever came up with this earned a raise. This
It's
is
so
genius.
funny. And she wants,
But going back to the women, I as soon as they said, "Oh, a 6," and they're like trying to pump it up, and I'm like, faces are going over. The only thing that sort of gave me a little bit of hope is they teased a little bit of tension within Damage Control. I'm like, you know what, guys? I don't think this is working. Split up the team, maybe start over, do something else, but this is not working.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm telling you, you got to do my way of Damage Control, where people actually are destroying them. Like people, not destroying, like they destroy people. Like you need to get 2 powerhouses to destroy people. Look outside of, go to other federations, get other people in if you don't have anybody or something, or have a different kind of, like the way they did Toxic Attraction was great because it's like they play to the strengths of that team. The 3 of them, Bailey, Io, and Dakota, do not look like they're together. Even in this picture below you, those 2 don't look like they're together. Right? Like, I don't know. Yeah, so this match, I mean, it's Becky and Bailey, so obviously it just sucks because Becky and Bailey are not like gonna do nothing. And I feel that Rhea Ripley and Charlotte Flair is just too weird. Like Charlotte just came back and automatically beat Ronda in 2 seconds, and now, like if she goes over on Rhea Ripley, it's like, well, what was all that hype up for? Like Rhea Ripley has to win for this to mean something.
But the problem is becoming that, does Rhea even really have a career anymore in the women's division? Putting her in Judgment Day while we lauded it when it happened has gone too far, because now she is the main attraction of Judgment Day. Yeah. She is.
Big time.
Versus Rhea Ripley at WrestleMania, to be 100% honest with you. Right. Yes, he did.
Yeah.
100%, Brian.
It's just dragging Bailey down at this point.
Like, it's just, they've made a few, like, none of the female matches at WrestleMania interest me that much. Even Bianca and Asuka, which I know you'll talk a bit about later.
Yeah.
Bianca's going to go over. Asuka's not beating Bianca at WrestleMania. I love Asuka. I love New Look Asuka. I've always liked Asuka. I didn't like Asuka losing a lot. I love the fact that she's now like the insane clown Asuka. I love that. But she's not being Bianca Belair. Yeah. Rhea's going to win. I don't think there's any doubt Rhea will go over Charlotte.
Yeah, because what's the point of this?
Yeah,
like Asuka just got a new look, and now they just started with her. It's like, okay, but this Rhea Ripley thing, it's like, as soon as they start getting into the history of all this crap, like, oh, 3 years ago you denied me, and all, it's like, okay, well, I guess Rhea's gonna win, because like otherwise, what is the point of all this? Like,
yeah, Rhea's going to win. She has to win. You need a heel. There's been too many face champs. Ronda was the one exception, but even then, people didn't really hate her. And Ronda wasn't really that great in the ring during her thing.
Mm-hmm.
Rhea is a very good competitor. That's true. Double C, that's true. But other than Becky winning because it was a shocker, no one's beaten Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair beat 3 women at once.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like. If Asuka wins, then what though? Like, is she going to just go on like a big title? Like, is this going to be a her final push or whatever? Or
Final run. I don't know. Like the question is, Mako Santamura is like 43 or something, and she's still going strong. So I don't think the thing is now though is that Asuka, you don't need to have her have the belt.
Asuka's still awesome. She doesn't need a belt. That's the thing.
But I'm not sure Bianca's the same way.
I don't think. Bianca needs a belt. I don't think she's awesome enough on her own.
Yeah.
I think Bianca needs a belt. Yeah. All right, we had Carmella and Chelsea Green, who are now very rapidly becoming some of my favorite parts. Adam Pearce pulling on Michael Myers, where he's like in the background. He's like, shit. And then he.
Adam Pearce is the unsung hero of the show. I swear to you. That man's face is hilarious.
Yeah.
But like funny. Just him seeing that and just being like, this is the wrong room I walked into, like it was just like I couldn't help but think of Tremors where Michael Gross was yelling at the worm. He's like, you broke into the wrong goddamn rec room. And I'm like, I was just thinking Adam Pearce, man, when I saw that. Like I think Chelsea Green and Carmella were born for each other.
Yeah.
I was a little bit worried that Carmella's breasts were going to pop out this week from her outfit, and I was volunteering to put them back in. But
why do you think I have no nails left? Oh my god!
No one returned my calls from WWE headquarters to allow me to do that. So
yeah, Carmella, she looks way better with this hair and all that. Like
this is her look. This is what. But oddly enough, and this became distracting too. Corey Graves was not talking during his wife's match for the first time ever.
Yeah, what was going on with that?
I was like, did they tell him to cool it down? Like, he was very oddly quiet throughout. Like the Irish guy I'm like, did he leave the commentating table at one point? Like, I'm like, it was just the Irish guy talking. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah. Well, hold on. Oh wait, where was it? Dominic Mysterio is my favorite. Dominic Mysterio is like the biggest heel they have. Everybody despises him.
He comes out and he's the anti-Seth Rollins.
Yeah,
people are definitely not humming his tune.
They despise him.
Well,
Roman Reigns is still cool, but like Dominic, people just hate him.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, but that was funny too. It's like, why are you listening to our conversation?
Conversation.
Yeah, why are you listening to this private conversation? Are you still here?
I'm like, you're in an open room. Like and
yeah, the two of them are super funny.
Like yeah. But I don't know what was going on with this match. It was just I was so distracted by Corey Graves not speaking because I'm like, I'm used to him being like, oh, Carmella, no, not the face and all. I'm like, why is he not speaking? Like, did someone just tell him, like, tone it down? You're getting annoying? Like, I have no idea, but it was very odd. It was very, 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 very odd. To a point I was noticing it throughout.
Yeah. So Bianca got the KOD. Chelsea tried to get in there. Asuka came out and spit the
blue mist.
The blue mist or whatever.
Asuka, who could not get into gear or face paint, but still managed to have the contacts in.
Yeah. Her contacts were in, and she had that mist in her mouth.
So we know what she walks around like outside of.
Yeah, that's not even her normal. I watch her Kana-chan TV channel on YouTube. She just walks around and buys stuff. Like, I'm like, okay. So and she just walks around like normal. Like, you can't even tell. Like, except for the hair, you wouldn't be able to tell that she was anything.
She doesn't give the shop lady a back fist and then German
suplex. No. That'd be awesome if she did. You didn't have Fist of the North Star Volume 1? Okay. It's like, whoa. It's like, okay, I like Fist of the North Star. Anyway. I do like the idea that she bought Berserk. She bought that big and we've got that volume. They're like, they re-released Berserk in like massive editions. It's just like a massive hardcover.
Yeah.
And so my wife picked up volume one. She only buys volume one of everything because she has everything online through the apps, and she pays for this app, and that gives you everything. So anyways, so it's like but she still buys it. So it's like for Berserk, she bought the small. She's like, oh, I got the deluxe edition. I was like, that's what Oscar bought. She's like, it's like, how are you even reading that? You can't even read these things. I picked, what did I buy? I bought the complete Ghost in the Shell.
Yep.
It's like no one can read this. Like it's like it's so huge.
It's like you could kill someone with it.
You really can, and anyways, but yeah, so that was great. Yeah, so she was walking around with her high heels on and mist in her mouth. It's like, okay. And really the last thing that happened was Piper Niven and Nikki and Piper won, and Candice was hurt, I guess, backstage. I don't know if that was fake or not, or if she's really hurt, injured, and they had to make up some story.
Yeah, again, I'm not sure. Nikki didn't really have a match. Piper hit her with a very sloppy finisher, like she was barely hanging on to her when she did the move. I'm like, that was semi. With someone of Piper's girth, that is semi-dangerous. Like, you really got to make sure you hold on to that person tight, because she almost went flying off into the Nikki ends up in the fifth row or something. It's like
it's tough with these larger humans. It's like, what do you do with them? Like, Piper Niven really can't be defeated.
No, I know. Like, every
like, you can't, like, like, is Charlotte gonna put like the figure 4 on her? It's like, how? It's like trying to put the figure 4 on a tree trunk or something.
Well, that's like Nakamura. I saw him give a suplex to Samoa Joe, and I'm like, that's like suplexing a refrigerator. Like, Samoa Joe's a large man. Like, I don't know how Shinsuke Nakamura, like, German suplex.
Hey, where is Shinsuke Nakamura?
I assume he's still in Japan.
Oh, I haven't seen him in a while. Did he go back to Japan for a storyline or something, or?
He went back for some dream match, and I guess he's still there because he's like, well, listen, I either job in the States or I win in Japan, which way will,
Right.
But the best thing with the men this week, I think, in my opinion, from what I saw, I didn't watch a lot, was John Cena's ring promo with Austin Theory.
That was good.
It was genius because it was very real. It felt like a shoot thing. When he told him, "You are a dumb son of a bitch," I was laughing. But it was true. It was true. He's like, so if I win, you lose everything.
Right.
And if you win, you lose everything. Because you got to show up the next day on Monday Night Raw with all these guys here. Like, it seemed that he was kind of saying, you won't accomplish anything with this match.
Right. Well, yeah, because like John Cena really does have nothing to lose.
No. John Cena is a part-time wrestler now.
So who cares?
Austin Theory goes over on John Cena. Big deal. John Cena's not there on Monday.
Right. Basically, this is the whole, this is on topic, but slightly off topic. This is the whole so-and-so can beat up Bruce Lee. This is this whole like, oh, could, like, I don't know, like, could Mike Tyson beat up Bruce Lee? Oh, so someone who weighs twice the size of Bruce Lee, could he beat him up? It's like, that's not an accomplishment.
No.
Like, the weight classes in UFC are like, some of them are divided by like 5 pounds. Like, it's like a 5 pound differential or like 5 to 10 pound differential. And that makes all the difference. So someone walking around like, could Dolph Lundgren beat up Bruce Lee? It's like, Dolph Lundgren's prime, Bruce Lee's prime, who would win? It's like, well, Dolph Lundgren's enormous.
Yeah.
Right. Right. So it's like, if Austin Theory, so Austin Theory beats someone twice, well, whatever, not twice his age, but whatever. Like, so Austin Theory beats someone twice his age. Okay. That's not an accomplishment. But if he loses, it's like, well, you just lost to a retired guy. So you can't win in that. I don't even know, but what's so funny? It was so realistic that you're like, well, wait a minute. Why is this happening again? It's like you talked me out of it.
Yeah, but Cena it's the same character. Like he's like, even though I don't care about you, I'll never give up on them, and that was nice and all
That was
that.
cool, yeah.
I really liked the fact he introduced Cody Rhodes and they had a moment. Like I was kind of like, Cody didn't really do anything. He came out and I'm like, he went back in as far as I know. Like, but it was cool to see Cena there with Cody talking because Cody is the guy. If Cody does not win at WrestleMania, they might as well shut down WWE because they have officially said no one's beating Roman Reigns at that point.
No, he has to win.
He has to.
He will win. He will win.
There is nothing. I don't know if it's a problem. Who the hell's going to fight Cody Rhodes?
Nobody.
You almost like who do you put in there? Bobby Lashley, Brock Lesnar, like who do you put in there against Cody Rhodes? Cody Rhodes is like very, 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 obviously, that's what I was looking for. Very, very obviously, the best. Like, all this shit goes on, blah, 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 blah. When Cody Rhodes comes out, it's no longer playtime. Then we get serious. This guy is the real deal in every facet. Every facet.
I'm close to saying that's Hulk Hogan reborn. Yeah. It's tough because Hogan was so long, right? Like, there's like basically 8 WrestleManias of Hogan just like owning it's like Hogan match, Hogan, right? No, what was WrestleMania 8? That was a co-main event. That was the first but 7 was still Slaughter and Hogan, 6 Warrior and Hogan, and then you just go down and it's all Hogan. I mean, Cody Rhodes is so fire right now for me. Like, if the guy comes out, it's like I won't even have talk. Like sometimes my wife will, even if it's a women's match, my wife and I might chat a little bit. Like I'm watching it, but I'm like, oh yeah. Now, if the women talk, I'm like, oh, I need to hear this because I want to hear what they're saying. But when Cody Rhodes comes out, it's like, no, don't talk. It's like I need to see what's going on. Like this guy's so fire for me. I don't know. Like
it's to the point. If Cody's in the ring with someone, and I listened to everything Roman, but let's say he's talking to someone else, like say like one of the other Bloodline was in there and Cody, I will literally fast forward the other guy talking and stop when I see Cody talking.
Yeah, like I don't know. Everything he says, and I don't know, it's insane. That whole exchange was awesome.
Oh yeah, it was incredible.
Roman Reigns is good too.
Roman Reigns is good. But I mean, and it's all real. Like, I don't know. Like, it just feels, you need that, Sean's word, verisimilitude. You need that. That's why John Cena and Austin Theory had a bit more. Because I know that Austin Theory grew up idolizing John Cena. I know inside, Austin Theory is doing cartwheels over the idea of working a match with his idol at WrestleMania. But the thing is that John Cena has gone past the business.
Right.
He will now sit there and say, this is the real truth. No one gives a shit about you. They're piping in like crowd reaction during your matches. No one cares. The thing with Cena is he's transcended. He's sort of transcended to business. He comes out. He's like, Stu, the cameraman's off today. I hope he's not, he's getting older. I hope to see you next time, Stu, sort of thing. It's like, now John Cena has completely turned back the curtain. There is no character in the ring. What John Cena is saying to Austin Theory is what every single wrestling fan who is sitting at home is saying to themselves. This guy has no brains, he has no heart, and he has no nuts. That's literally what they're saying. Like everything he said for Austin Theory was absolutely perfect. And the timing was perfect. John Cena has transcended the business.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, there's a few guys that have done it.
Yeah.
He's one of them.
Yeah. CM Punk did.
Yeah.
Before he lost his mind, he did. Triple H could.
Right.
Triple H has done it.
Yeah.
But there's guys who you have to like. There's no more. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks. You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's just love for Cena now because he's finally earned the respect.
Right. And then in the real world too, like John Cena is now known by like just regular people.
Yeah.
Like it's like there's like Hogan, The Rock, John Cena, maybe Batista a little bit, but not as much as.
I don't think people remember that Batista was a wrestler. I think what he's done in Hollywood now has sort of overshadowed what he did because I don't think he ever really was the guy in wrestling that much.
Right.
He was just a bit under top tier, like just a sprinkle.
Yeah.
Right?
They know him more as just like a guy in action movies or in movies or whatever.
Yeah.
Not so much like, Stone Cold's up there. He's done a few movies, but he's not as well known. I think like obviously like I think The Rock is the most well known at this point. Hulk Hogan's probably there and Cena's probably there. Those are the people that people know. Like my wife knew Hulk Hogan. She's like, oh yeah, Hulk Hogan, he's a wrestler or something, right? It's like, yeah, okay. So she knew Hogan. She knows John Cena now because of all of the Peacemaker stuff and just he's been in other movies. And she knows Dwayne Johnson because everyone, I mean, we just watched Black Adam, right? So it's like obviously, but like he's the biggest. He's the biggest.
Yeah, he is the biggest.
He's the biggest. But let's okay, so let's hear what happens here. And then the CM.
That would I think literally people would fall down if that happened, Double C.
Yeah, that won't happen.
I think people would absolutely they wouldn't know what to do with themselves.
I don't think they can I don't think Cody can lose because it's like it's what you said, Steve. If Cody loses with this much hype, with this much like story and getting personal and talking about, my father and I've got to complete the story and now I have to win to prove, like if you start invoking like Dusty Rhodes, like literally like Dusty Rhodes is right there. It's like one of the best of all time ever. And then have him lose, like it would just be too weird.
There is a possibility
that he could lose.
Now hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone expected last WrestleMania for Ronda Rousey to come in and beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. That didn't happen.
Right.
Because you need a reason to tune into Backlash.
Right.
Everyone's going to tune into WrestleMania. But who's going to tune into Backlash, which is the main event after? And they call it WrestleMania Backlash.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it will happen.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm saying is that it's not beyond the realm of possibility that they do that because of some bullshit interference again. A DQ, a shady win, and Cody's like, God damn it, I'm going to, like, something happens where he will have to beat Roman Reigns.
It just feels so weird.
Put it in a cell or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's one thing that is not making sense about this whole thing.
Go for it. Because I actually have a few things to say. Yeah, go for it.
Kevin Owens. Makes no sense.
Yeah, so what is he up to? Like,
no, like,
and why was Jimmy and Jay, why are they acting so weird? This is one of these things where there's a twist because the story wanted there to be a twist. It's like, why would he not show up? Like, it's like, where's Jimmy? Or it's like, where's Jay? It's like, oh, he's not showing up. Oh, well, you better fix it up. And you better fix his attitude. Well, why wouldn't he? If he's just going to choose a side, just choose it. Like, there's no reason to do this.
There was no reason to actually have him not partake in the beatdown on Sami Zayn if this was the end conclusion.
Right.
Because why would he hesitate?
Right.
If he was just going to side with Jimmy and, blood,
right.
What I said, family, then I don't know what the twist was. You know, it was an M. Night Shyamalan wrote this thing. It was a twist for the purpose of having a twist.
Right.
The thing that doesn't make any sense to me is Kevin Owens refusing to come out to save Sami Zayn because he said, "I don't care about you, Sami, blah, blah, blah. You know, what you did, it's broken, blah, blah, blah." But he still hates the bloodline. So someone who hates the bloodline would take every opportunity they would to attack the bloodline when they appear. So Kevin Owens not coming down to save, not to save Sami Zayn, but to attack the bloodline makes no sense to me.
Yeah.
Like, this is what's going to happen. Solo Sikoa and Usos versus Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes, and they're like, we need a third person. And Kevin Owens is like, I'm not going to do it. Don't pick me. And then Adam Pearce is like, you're literally the only guy I don't have booked. I have to pick you. And then Kevin Owens is going to be sitting there. He's not going to want to tag Sami Zayn. I already know. You want me to write it now for you?
Right.
Like, you know, the tag team match at WrestleMania is going to be Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn versus the Usos for the tag team championship. That is 100%. Why are they drawing this out when this is the inevitable conclusion? This is a pacing issue. We know what's going to happen. Stop drawing it out.
Yeah, no, that is exactly what you just said is exactly what's going to happen. There's going to be a 3-6 person tag. It's like, yep, here you go. Oh, you want to do this? So it's going to be you guys all together. I don't want to do it, but you have to do it, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what's going to happen. Then it's going to be the Cody Rhodes versus what's his face. And it's going to be those two versus the other two.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, we can foresee this happening. So just get to it already.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he went. Yeah, you think he went a little bit too far with the?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't really bother me. I mean, I like, you know, I think Austin Theory's cool with it. Like, I mean, this is, you know, they just chose to do it that way. I think it's cool that Austin Theory did it with, like, they had that whole segment that is kind of neat.
I think Cena has always been this way, and this is what you sign up for when you go into a John Cena thing. I think Cena's always pretty much been this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, he's not going to lose. There's no way.
Yep.
He has to win, because if he doesn't, there's so much invested in this story, and they started saying, "Oh, your father taught me, and he never mentioned you and didn't care about you." Like, who's going to come around to beat Roman Reigns if it's not going to be Cody? And you could say, well, he'll lose to in Mania and win in Backlash, right? They could do that, but then it's like, yeah, but you already pumped this. Like, how are you going to re-pump it up again?
Yeah.
Like, it just feels weird. Like, now it's like, okay, you may have won last night, but I'm still going to complete my story. But you just said that last night and you didn't complete it. It's like, oh, well, shit.
See, the thing is that because it's WrestleMania, everyone will tune in. Don't forget, we had a WrestleMania where the main event was Lawrence Taylor versus freaking Bam Bam Bigelow.
Right. Which, yeah, I remember that.
Tuned in, even though it's like, that's the main event, really. So I think when you're in wrestling, and I think Triple H gets this, is you're not thinking of WrestleMania. You're thinking of the pay-per-view after WrestleMania.
Right.
Right? You're not thinking of SummerSlam. You're thinking of the pay-per-view after SummerSlam.
Right.
I think if you're smart in wrestling, that's how you have to think. So we'll see. Cody Rhodes will walk away with the title. I think there's no doubt about it. I just don't know when. But
when's the 1,000 days for? Are they going to let Roman Reigns go to 1,000 days?
Well, I think it's just because everyone's expecting. I'm always the sort who, if everyone's expecting it to happen, you can't always let it happen.
Right.
Because there's a difference. So the difference is that when do you want, if the fans want Cody to win, when do you give it to them?
Right. That is
You-
the question.
Do you give it to them at WrestleMania when they're paying for it, or do you give it to them at Backlash when they're not paying for it right now? Or do you take the move where WrestleMania he wins, Monday Roman Reigns shows up to Raw and he's like, I have to get my titles back by any means necessary. And then you just have the bloodline attacking Cody Rhodes every single time. Like, people are trying to, and they're beating the crap out of those guys. Like, you have to think of the next day. And to me, if we're going to have Cody win at WrestleMania, what does the next day look like?
Well, he'll come out and say I completed my story and all that, and then Roman Reigns will come out and say some bullshit and whatever.
Yeah.
It's like they'll have to just continue it that way, and it'll be Roman Reigns trying to get it back or whatever. But yeah, this whole Sami Zayn thing kind of fizzled out to nothing now.
It fizzled out nothing because it was the weird kid being loud in the cool group. That's why the Sami Zayn popularity happened.
Right.
And then the weird kid got, chose not to be in the cool group anymore. That's essentially what happened. He didn't get kicked out, which I think was a genius idea. He chose
right.
not.
Yep.
But now that he hasn't, why is he still attacking the cool group if he chose not to? I think not to be in it anymore. I think that's the problem. I think what they should have done is had Sami Zayn come out the next day and say, I'm done with the bloodline. I'm moving on, blah, blah, blah. And then the bloodline should have said, oh, you think you can just reject being in the bloodline? No. And then it becomes he's the underdog having to take on enormous odds. Right?
Right.
And try and resubstantiate his individuality. I think people could grow on board that, but they didn't do that. He just kept attacking them. I'm like, but you chose to leave the bloodline. You attacked Roman Reigns. So what's your problem?
Yeah, and it's just weird. Like, it's like I thought it was going to be like this is the dismantling of the bloodline, like, and then the final straw would be Roman Reigns loses.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, but I mean, I guess they could say, "Oh, Roman Reigns wins and the Usos retain," and then it's like, no way, you thought the bloodline could be split up? No way, blah blah blah. Who knows?
I think the WWE is sort of thinking what comes after the bloodline, and there's nothing obvious. There's nothing like there's pieces of things you can do. I don't know how Karrion Kross loses a match.
Right.
That's one thought. Drew McIntyre is wasting his time teaming with Sheamus. That's a thought.
Right.
Like, there are guys you can use. The Judgment Day hasn't judged anyone in a long time. They just keep fighting the same two guys over and over again. That's a thought. They have pieces here and there that they can use, but they haven't coherently set up the next guy. Right? They've been so invested in this bloodline thing. They've thrown everything into it. It's like Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan leaves. Who's the next guy? Well, Warrior. That's not the guy to bet on. That's not the guy to put your money, all the eggs into that basket.
Yeah.
Said that. Hogan said, "This is the guy. This is the next guy." And they're like, "Yeah." It's like, okay. And then what happened? It didn't work, and Hogan had to take over. And Hogan Part 2 was not as good as Hogan Part 1.
Right. Nope. Right. WrestleMania 7 and 8. By 8, it was a co.
Yeah.
It was a co, and then all of a sudden Bret Hart became Mr. WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And it was like,
and
I mean,
Bret
that
Hart was not a great face. He was best as a heel.
Yeah.
As that pro-Canadian heel, that was his best work in WWE. When he was there with the New Heart Foundation, that was him at his best.
Yeah, it was weird having him as like a. Yeah, it was a bit weird. It was a bit weird.
Yeah.
He seems like an intercontinental champion type of guy, but.
Yeah, I mean, Maybe if you tell the story well enough, maybe he's a top guy because he definitely had the talent in the ring, and people liked him. He had the history, the Hart family and all that, coming from the dungeon, but they didn't really do a lot with that. So a lot of their stuff was Bret Hart is just good, so he's the guy. He's good in the ring. He doesn't get in trouble. They put all their eggs in Shawn Michaels' basket for a while, but Shawn Michaels was not a good guy. No one wanted to work with him. Just a problem backstage. All the talent in the world, all the charisma in the world, but just hard to deal with.
Yeah.
Which is a component a lot of people don't. I know people love CM Punk. I know everyone loves CM Punk, and I know people want to see CM Punk out there fighting, Cody, fighting Roman Reigns, fighting this guy and that guy. And I get it. The problem is that none of us have to work with CM Punk. None of us have to sit there and worry about, is CM Punk going to come out after a match and say, we're a bunch of assholes?
Yeah, I see. So I wasn't really around for CM Punk.
Yeah.
So I don't care about him at all. It's like, to me, he's the same as anybody else. It's like I just didn't know about him. I wasn't really watching like wrestling too much when he was around.
Yeah.
So I don't even know. Like, I guess he was just a dick, and he would call out people or say bad things about people in the real world, right?
Yeah, in AEW, he came out. I watched the entire press conference. He came out and he did the pipe bomb, which is basically aired his grievances on the air, and people cheered him because a lot of what he was saying was true. Right, the stuff he was saying was true.
Right.
He came back and he was the hottest face in WWE, 100%. And he didn't really do anything with that. And then he turned heel. And he had a long reign as a heel, and he had Paul Heyman. Right? He was a Paul Heyman guy and all that.
Right.
And the Shield came out for him. But then he turned face again because no one really wanted to boo CM Punk.
Right.
Right? So he came back as his face, but again, they didn't know what to do with him. It's almost like, if you don't fit this mold, we can't work with you as a face. Right? So he left. Right? He was also injured, and there was a whole thing with that. So he went to AEW, and, people loved him, and he was having good matches and that. But when, I think CM Punk is one of those guys who just doesn't know, he's taking things too seriously now. He's taking things too personally now. He doesn't like working with people. He calls them out on press conference, the big press conference where he said, these guys all suck, and this guy's a dick, and I can't believe I have to deal with these douchebags and blah, blah, blah. If you're in the locker room having to deal with this guy, you don't want to. That's just it. Guy's got all the talent in the world. He's fantastic on the mic. He comes out. He's got the Cult of Personality music theme song and all that. He's a draw. People will pay to see CM Punk wrestle, but no one wants to work with him backstage.
There's, I don't know if people out there, I'll say this, we'll get going in a minute. Star-Lord from Guardians of the Galaxy. The original Star-Lord was conceived very differently than what we see, like Peter Quill in the movies. I read the first few black and white issues of Star-Lord when he was first introduced, and his parents are killed by aliens, just sort of like, it's a bit different. Here the mom was impregnated or whatever, but the parents are killed by aliens. I read this a while back. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. So the parents are killed by aliens. So he's like, he becomes an astronaut because he's like, I want to go out into space and find the people who killed my parents. So he's super serious. He doesn't have any friends. He gets the top grades, but he's a dick to everybody because like he's super serious, and they're always kind of a bit more like, people around him are like, oh, we come out, let's have some fun. He's like, no, screw you, you're an idiot. So he's very off-putting to people, whatever. He gets the top grades in his class. He becomes the best astronaut. He's the smartest astronaut. And now they're picking guys to go on a test flight to go explore. And he's like, well, I'm in, right? and they pick like I don't know, they pick like 4 or 5 people, whatever it is, and he doesn't get picked. And he's like, what? So he's like, he goes to the guys and he's like, why am I not picked? And it's like, I've got the top grades, I've got the best score on this, I've got the best skill in the piloting, and and they're like, you need to work with others. You're going to be stuck in space in a spaceship with them for years out there searching, and no one likes you. It's like, this is the Star-Lord comic, by the way. This is a random plug. Like, this is obviously not Peter Quill that we know today. The original Star-Lord is very interesting. It's a very interesting comic. I should get some of the original issues of that now that I'm thinking about it. But anyway, look, this is a business too. Maybe you got a guy who makes the best hamburgers at McDonald's, like his Big Macs, or he's fast. But if he's a dick, it's like, yeah, but I just want to order my Big Mac. And if he's going to be weird or whatever, it's like, well, then I don't want it.
I would say this about, people ask me for advice in the day job, like, interviewing and all that. And I always tell people the same thing. The hiring manager wants to hire the best person, not necessarily the best worker.
Right.
You can teach anyone a job.
Sure.
You can teach anyone, like, when this happens, you do X. Okay, cool. But I got to spend 8 hours with you a day, 5 days a week. If you're a douche, I don't want to spend 8 hours a day with you. So I always tell people when you're interviewing or doing anything, talk about, your job skills and all that, but talk about the kind of person you are. Because I'm hiring a person, not a resume.
Yeah. I've hired people I owned an escape room. My main question is, do you like escape rooms?
Yep.
If the answer is no, they're trash, well, okay, you're done. If they're like, hell yeah, I love escape rooms, they're the best ever. I've gone to like 50 escape rooms. They're my favorite thing. We hired one girl, who starts with an S.
Yeah.
It's like, she loved escape rooms. She went to so many, did more escape rooms than I did. Yeah. She's like, oh my God, I've done this one and this one. They're so good. I'm like, okay. It's like, tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you like? Right. And I'm like, I like this girl. We're hiring her. That's it. Yeah. Because I got to work with her for 12 hours.
Yeah.
Right. We would open at noon and close at midnight.
Yep.
It's like, I've got to be around her for 12 hours. If she's going to be I would literally base my hiring on, I think it happened to be all girls. Except I think we had one guy working once or whatever.
Once in a while, you had a guy, which is
like a guy in there. Yeah.
Mistake. Was J-Man not here on hiring day? Like, what happened?
Why am I? But yeah, but the thing is, I usually get because with guys we could talk about like cool because all the girls don't know anything. But anyways, I ended up like you know what? I like this person. I could talk to them. Like, you're in. Because anyone can learn this stuff, unless you come in and say escape rooms are dumb or I don't get it. They're stupid. It's like, well, then obviously you don't care about what you're doing. But yeah, like that's how it goes. If CM Punk's going to be weird with management, with other performers, and he's going to say I'm an asshole, it's like, well, screw this guy. I'm not going to work with them. Well, what are you going to do now? So, anyway, all right, guys, we definitely we went off a little bit, but that's okay. Brian, I think I missed the comment.
Yeah.
Yep.
He did. That's definitely a thing.
And I think Theory knew that anyways, so.
Like I said, if you're signing up to work with John Cena, that's what's going to happen.
Yep.
If John Cena goes into the ring with the mic and doesn't destroy you, people are going to be like, what is wrong with John Cena?
Yeah. No, that's why they wait for him to come on, just so he can destroy people.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So tomorrow, the Action Elite, check out their links in my description of this video and all my videos. We're going to be on there tomorrow talking about The Last Dragon starring Vanity and other guys. No, Ty Mock is in it. Chaz Palminteri is in it for a second. William H. Macy has some dialogue in it, which is insane that you see him in these movies. And Show Enough, I can't remember the actor's name, but it's Show Enough for me.
Julius Carey.
Yes, yeah, there you go. So that's tomorrow night. Friday night, we're doing the Transformers, the movie, the cartoon animated movie, which is my favorite, well, one of my favorite animated movies. Then next Monday on Earth B, we'll be talking about Earth B with our buddy Bob Haney on Clobberin Times next Monday. I don't know the time. Clobby will tell you on his channel. That's it, guys. Until next time.
Hey friends, you've just been listening to J-Man, and he is the smartest person who ever lived. So make sure you like and subscribe.